All right, Monday morning. Here we go. Travis and I had tags up here across the way last year. Derek and Trey come up and hunted with us. Had a blast. Saw a ton of deer. It's quite a bit different hunting than we're used to in Nevada. A lot more private land to navigate, but the amount of deer have been a lot of fun. And so we put in for this unit this year. Didn't have any bonus points, but we're able to draw with 0. Knew it was better draw odds over here, so it was our first time checking it out.
Colton, I think the first couple of days are just going to be like an inventory day, kind of getting an idea of what's what, where we can go, where the deer are, where the people aren't. What do you think?
I agree, man. We're just going to have to try and cover as much country as possible, find some vantage points, figure out where our public access is, and then hopefully in a couple days we got a pretty good game plan of how to access this stuff.
It's kind of the fun of hunting a new area, new state.
Yeah, it really is, man. I mean, I enjoy like as much of any part of the hunt is like learning new parts of it, and just getting into new areas. Well, we're in Colorado, deer hunting, day 1. Saw bighorn sheep, tons of elk, few deer. Glassed through all this burn back in here this evening. Probably saw 200 head of elk over there, a few deer scattered throughout. But really just trying to put some miles on, figure out where the deer are at, see what we can find. Good vantage point up here. You can see the snow up top. Trying to figure out if it's pushed the deer off the top of there or not yet. So good first day, right?
I think so. We didn't see a whole lot of bucks, but figuring out where they are and where there aren't.
Yeah.
What do you do when you don't find any deer on public land? That's the question.
That is the question. It's a solid question.
And we don't have access to hunt private. So we've been trying to keep track of the elevation of where we're seeing the elk and the deer, you know. I think we're just sitting a little too high. I think the deer pushed out of here with the early snow.
It's all an assumption.
It is an assumption, but we know the elevation
The
of where
2 days
we've seen.
we've been here, that's what we're coming to a conclusion on.
I mean, anytime we've been above 7,000 feet, we haven't seen a deer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Elk.
it is an assumption, but we're gonna walk this ridge top out, and there's 2 little croppings that we'll divide off. There's a lower one and a higher one. You get a little different advantage point from each one. And then we're gonna just hang out here all night. See if we can spot up any little bucks or any bucks at all. It seems to be popular. We already passed 4 people coming in here, so hope for the best.
Into day 2 here in Colorado. Been glassing all this wonderful country. Turn up some more does.
Hey, got a little buck over
Travis has got a little 3-point, about 2.5 miles deep. Derek was thinking about walking into.
He's still pretty skeptical because he said he could see its hooves.
Yeah,
And we're about
but he
a mile and a half
But he
away.
can't tell us how big it is.
No, his words were hooves.
I can. You see them? They're at the bottom of the leg.
Oh, all in all, I think today we covered a lot of ground.
Covered a lot of ground. We saw more deer today, definitely than yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Colton saw a bunch up north this morning.
I think it's time for Sunday dinner.
I think it is almost time for Sunday dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Steak and potatoes?
Yeah.
Or the steaks? They were gonna be to celebrate, but
We better eat chicken.
we better.
We better eat chicken.
Can of raviolis.
Steaks for
If
winners.
we whip the steaks out like the second night here, we haven't even seen a freaking shootable buck.
You see a lot of this stuff and then up in this boat, but you can't see any of the stuff down here. So I think like at this point, just have a couple people off this edge, a couple people off this edge, just glass it out. Hit us on the radio. Yeah,
I mean, it's usually just good to change scenery. We don't got to, but
but we'll see. Hopefully here in the next couple hours something starts popping up. We might have 1 or 2 bucks over here. Thinking if you guys want to make a game plan, we can get together, figure something out. Or if you guys just want to stay up here and glass all night.
Ready to chase something.
Ready to chase. Well, I say you get up on that little plateau above the drainage on the south. Get above them with the thermals coming up. They won't smell you, won't hear you. You could shoot from the top down into that drainage, 300 yards, 400 yards maybe.
Yeah.
I think we could kill a buck if you want to. We can both go do it if you want. Take Joe and just go sit above him. And if one of them's decent enough for you, take a shot. If you don't like it and I like it, and I'll shoot it.
It's true, huh?
Yeah. Might not be a bad buck. It's a pretty big body. It's a big body. We can either jam over this way, take a look at this buck, or jam up top and find those bucks. This one's closer, but we got time to make it to those other ones if you want to go look at them. Let's go that one. He looked like he had a decent. Let's go now. Okay, let's go. And a new plan. We found a new buck we're gonna go after. Hopefully, orange coat. Reroute. Hot route, hot route. Let's get up on the point. That way, if you want to take a shot, you'll have a level shot. Let's do it. There. It's just behind the tree there. Okay. 720. Just behind it.
Way low, right?
Yeah, behind it and to the left. He's 720 now.
Was that low?
Yeah.
Yeah, low and to the left. He's at 720 yardage now. 720 yardage, he's broadside. See where that one was. I counted for the wind on the second one too. Did you? Yeah. Well, it looked like that one was gonna be on the iPad. But if Trey killed it today, then he can't shoot anything tomorrow. I see what's going on here, Trey. I see what you're doing. You just don't want the fun to stop.
It just started.
It just started. Yeah, you don't want it to stop, man. You got the tag.
Where is he? He's in the trees. So he's not moving. He's going down.
Huh?
Yeah, he's down.
Huh?
He's down.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was real happy about that shot. Didn't make two very good shots on the first buck, but
What was the range on that one?
one was 7. On this one?
Yeah.
210. Yeah.
For Trey.
Thanks, fellas. He might not be the biggest, but I'm pretty happy. Look at a buck down, bro.
Damn. Alright. Should we go down there?
Joe, look at that thing, man. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That's a good little buck right there.
Today, early morning, 2 bucks down, Derek and Trey both punched their tags. Derek and I had a flawless plan, spotted the buck with moonlight, well, a little bit of daylight, and he put a beautiful stock down on it. Put it down. Trey was just down the canyon from us, shot a good buck, so they're both punched out. Great day. We're going back this evening. Found a pretty good canyon, seems to be holding a lot of deer. It's a little hike in there, but it's been nice because public pressure is, you know, not there. So go back and see what we can find. We got a storm coming in 2 days, so we're getting after it. Derek?
Let's get you a bigger buck than I got. That's all I got to say. No, mine was good. Happy to be tagged out. Just ready to help Colton.
All right, I'm just gonna go hit the rim and start blasting. I'll just say, set up, blast, whatever, hit me on the radio if you find something. We're blasting all this down here. That buck that I saw should be right off of this point. So.
So I found this buck. We've just been following him. There's about 8 does down there that he's been working his way down to. We're just getting the thick juniper stuff. We tried to work an angle to be able to get a shot on him. Just couldn't line it up right. The buck that he was with, we could have shot 3 or 4 times. But we're just gonna let him be down there with those does. He's not boogered or anything. We're gonna just turn around and pack buck out of here and see if we can't come find him in the morning. Hopefully he should just hold right here in this basin. Alright, we're back at it. Yesterday we basically got stormed out. Started at about 8 a.m. and just hit all day hard, so we didn't get much hunting in. It's late in the east layer of slow here. A little muddy underneath, snow on top. Pretty nasty conditions, but we're back in here. See if we can glass up a buck. We got some fresh snow. We're feeling good about things, so let's see what we can find. Well, we just can't quite turn up these bucks. A lot of us push down onto private. We've got a good bunch of does that are hanging out in here. Really hoping with that storm, more stuff should be coming off the mountain. More stuff kind of shows up every night, so we're gonna keep grinding it out. We've got a pretty good spot here. There's a lot of shooting going on around us. Nobody really wants to walk down in here, so we've got a day and a half left. We'll see what we can find.
He's got a buck spotted down there, back in our basin. So it's a decent 4-point, pushing some doe. So we'll see if we can relocate down there.
Travis is learning the 30-30 up. We got what we think is a mature buck down here. We're gonna go down and see if we can find him.
I'm gonna go to the left, get up on top, get advantage. Where you shot your buck, kind of come out on that point, so I'll be blind for quite a while. Travis gonna drop in the very bottom, just stay in the thick stuff, work his way down the drainage, and just kind of see where they end up and who's got an angle when we get over there. So I just want to give you our plan.
You can hear me. You're probably about 100 yards right from him. So as you work your way up that top, if your wind's good, you should be right in those cedar trees. If you need to re-angle, if your wind's bad, then I would go to the right and kind of come around that knoll. Tell Travis he's walking right towards him. Yeah,
him to the right, Joe. Tell him to the right.
It's to your right. Try to your right.
30 yards. To your right, 30 yards.
You're right, 30 yards.
I know this is intense. Okay, go. Kicking. He's tipping over. And he's just about dead. Dead.
Good job, Trav.
That a boy?
Thanks, Colt. I really appreciate that.
Hell yeah, dude. That was dope to watch.
Wild West over here, boys.
Oh, he came back.
I got these for you.
Yes! Good shooting.
Yeah, I think I hit him when he was underneath the tree right there. I missed the first shot. And then he ran over, and then I shot when I was running. And he stopped at that tree, and I think I hit him. That's when he bounced out and came this way. And then I hit him again. And then I could see the blood really coming out good that second shot, and I was like, all right, I think he's gonna pile up now. That's what I was saying. I didn't even care how big he was when I got up. I was just so freaking stoked. Like, I just killed that thing with an open sight 30-30, put a stock on it, got within like 50-60 yards. It was
Dude, when you
such
popped
a
up,
rush.
When you popped up and looking this way, that buck had just straight started walking since I had talked to you last. I was like, Joe, tell him to the right, tell him to the right. When you swang, did you see him immediately?
I did.
Yeah?
I could see him move. His back was moving. He was still a little too low because there was like a little swell right in there.
Yeah.
And I could just see his back and the horns. And so that's why I racked one in and I was sitting there. And then I had to stand up to like get a full body shot. So then I was like, all right, I'm going full Western here, boys. Just started letting them fly.
Well, it was our final evening hunting. We had a good adventurous night. Trey and Trav spotted a good buck up in the top end of a chaining, and it's a really, really tough chaining. It's probably 50, 60 years old. It's basically grown back, so when you get in there, you have no visibility. I mean, 60, 70 yards is really it. It's really tough to be able to see. They did a good job guiding us in. Joe and I were in there working through it, just dead calm, which really didn't play in our favor either. And we would get on it. We tried to get in front of it where the buck was going to feed down to, and we got within probably 60, 70 yards twice, and just couldn't really get an angle to get a shot at the deer. Just too thick. So fun night, all in all. Great hunt. Had a phenomenal time.
Well, guys, we had a pretty good 10-day hunt. Took us about 3 days to find the deer. And then we had 2 good days of hunting where we killed 2 good bucks, mine and Trey's. Then we had 2 days of bad weather, some rain, some wind, some snow. And then on Saturday, we killed Travis's buck yesterday. And we kind of called that the last day, I guess. We saw some deer. We saw some pretty good deer, just didn't capitalize on them. I think, above all, we had a really good time though, right, guys?
I had a great time.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
Great time.
It's always
Colorado
fun
was
learning a new
blast.
area. You know, this is our first time here, so it took us a few days to find the deer. Temperatures varied. Trying to navigate between the private and the public was always fun and difficult at the same time. We covered basically all 3 units, you know, end to end, and yeah, had a great time. We'll probably look to come back
Oh, and you're not holding any horns.
Now what happened?
Yeah, man, I was going for 180 or bust. Bust it is.
Can't kill a big one if you shoot a small one.
Bust it is, bro.
But if we add all these together, we made the 180.
Hey, yeah, don't
Oh, so
forget.
pull-
I think it's.
Don't forget I put a stock on a
Yeah.
buck and got within 50 yards for this.
Yeah, I feel like it's
this guy.
noteworthy that this was killed with a 30-30.
Open
Gotta make
sight.
record
Open
of
sight, 30-30, got within 50, 60 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a nice little buck.
This is a good tradition. We're gonna keep this going.